and welcome to another art stream. It's November, hooray! So I'm going to be doing some new art challenges, like Dinovember, as I've listed here. And yeah, I'll be doing working from a list on that I found on Instagram. So, sorry, one second, I'm just going to turn on the music. Okie dokie. Yay! Okie dokie. Let's get to work. So, so this coming week, I'm going to finalize. I'm going to work on my new model and try and come up with get the physics and everything to work. So last week I finished up this one, and I'm really happy with how that came out. Like everything about it looks pretty good. I'm really happy. I mean, there's obviously parts that I might go back in and clean up later, but I'm really, for just doing it over a couple days, that's pretty good. I'm working on her still. That one's nearly finished. Maybe I'll work on that later tonight too. And finishing up her too. Maybe I'll do those right before the end. So yeah, I'm going to finish up this guy. I'm really happy. I like parts of him. I just need to make sure he's a little bit cleaner, because some of him looks a little bit different from other spots. Like his face is pretty simple, but then you get into like his, I don't know. Actually, he's pretty good. I was gonna say, well, parts of him. Hello, thanks for joining. Just getting set up for the Dinovember, so we're going to be drawing different dinosaurs based on a prompt list made by a streamer. I really like her work. I'll find her list. 1 second. Casey. Shoot, I'm forgetting her. I'm always nervous about putting. Well, actually, no, that's only on Instagram that gave me trouble for that. Giving people shout outs, which I don't understand how it thought I was like trying to boost my numbers by using their name, but I'm trying to point people towards the list so they can actually do the same thing I'm doing. So I don't see how that's not allowed. I had to like say I already talked about this, but I had to say I was hacked for that one. It was crazy. Here it is, Dinovember. It just, yeah, Casey's Dinovember. Casey Snow, yeah. Dinovember 20 hashtag Dinovember 2024. Yeah. Starts with Carnotaurus. A good one to start with. So. Alright. Let's get some pictures of Carnotaurus. Oops, sorry, 1 second. Did I already? I did. Okay. See. Sorry. Carnotaurus. There we go. Sorry, I just gotta. Oops, that was old. This is good. This is great broadcasting, isn't it? Okay. Sorry. I had to send out a message. So Carnotaurus. It's a pretty cool creature. Oh, that's pretty cool, but it's not what I need. Anyway. So, Carnotaurus. It's got these, like... It's a bit smaller than a T-Rex, but it's still, I believe... How big are... I think they're still, like, 20 feet long. So, I mean, that they're still big. Now I just have to think what I was thinking about mixing it with a fantasy creature from, I believe it's from Greek mythology? The cockatrice? It's like a chicken mixed with a snake. So I thought that would be kind of interesting with it. Considering, like, theropods are ancestors of the chicken. Just trying to see if there's a good one with its mouth not all the way open, because I guess there is, kinda. like the big thing that makes this much different from the T-Rex is that the T-Rex has arms that are kind of small. This thing has barely functional arms. Like it's essentially just like they're just like these little nubs that like they weren't sure what it used them for really. There's still speculation on that. Where like they're trying to like decide if they handled the young they could handle their infants with their arms, but they don't. Other than that, even that's a guess. So I mean, there's. I'll fix it. Hello, thanks for dropping in. Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna turn down my volume a little bit because it's there. Today's been good. I'm just working on this drawing a dinosaur. That's the Carnotaurus. It's a theropod like the T-Rex. It's got smaller arms and it's got a bigger. If you've seen the trailer for Lost World, I mean, yeah, the second Lost World movie, it's the thing that roars at them when they're stepping out of their car, I think, or out of the bubble thing. Yeah, it's like they're not nearly as big as T-Rex, but they're still due to their size being smaller, they're much faster than a full-grown T-Rex. But I mean, T-Rex doesn't need to be fast. I mean, it's faster than us, but unless you're like an Olympic runner or on a bike or a car, like, because everyone's like, yeah, like 8 miles an hour, 8 to 15 miles an hour isn't that fast, and I'm like, what was the last time? What was your mile time the last time you ran, buddy? It's like, I don't think it was that fast. Because I think the average human is somewhere around like 6 miles an hour. Like some people are faster than that. No, yeah, I don't know. It looks goofy. You don't need to see it unless you want to watch it. Unless it's like one of those times where you just like watching it on purpose, knowing it's gonna be goofy, you know. But I think his legs are actually a little bit. I gotta fix all of this. This is just. I'm just throwing in like the idea of the pose right now. So, like, I need to fix. Yeah, he's. I think even the Allosaurus had much bigger arms. And I think the Carnotaurus was one of the smaller ones out of this family tree. I think there's only one that's smaller. Let's see. I think I got it right here. I want to see it. Show me the picture. But it's like there's a whole. No, go zoom in more. Yeah, there's the Giga. Or the Gigantosaurus and the Tyrannosaurus are like the two of the biggest. I think the what is this? Gosh, the stupid high resolution. But actually, it's not the smallest. I'm sorry. Is it on this list? I don't see it. Maybe that's it? Oh no, sorry, I can't find it. Not on this list. It must not be all of them, because there's a lot. But yeah, no, it's... like... I think we've talked about this once before, maybe, but it's funny that like people think that there's good dinosaurs to run into or bad ones. Anything that big, if you're near its young, is bad news. You are not going to last long if it perceives you as a threat to its territory, its food, or its children. That's as true today as it was back then. That's the only thing that's even... I mean, there's exceptions to the rule, but that's been the predominant trait of most animals. So... Oops. Oh, D, check this out. I've been working on my, I got all my, these animations for my new model. Like, I got a full tail animation now where I slam my tail into the ground. I'm gonna be working on this weekend. Cause see, it starts there. It winds up. It goes into the full stretch the muscles before attacking. It comes down really fast in a blur, and then it smashes into the ground. Cool, huh? And then oops, don't move things. Oh, is that what I needed? Yeah, here's my... Wait, why is that there? Is this the right one? Oh. There's one of my wings, I guess. I don't remember that one. But, sure. Because I have my wings over here, too. That's weird. Where is it? Okay. Yeah, I have like all these different states for the wings, like... Where's the one that's... Sorry. I'm just trying to find out why it's... Oh, there we go. Yeah. So, thank you. Yeah. I got like these new wings that are going to be like fully they're going to be I'm using new software so that I can do like a full animation with my wings. And I also added in you know how my mouth just opens and closes right now like this? It's going to eventually have like multiple like stages, so it looks like I'm forming mouth shapes, and I'll have like a full range that it'll go through, like maybe like 5 or 6 with in betweens in it, so it'll look much better. So I'm pretty excited about all that. Oh, here's some of the stuff I worked on for Witchtober. I'm finishing this one up. It's coming along pretty good. It's for that's for Chaos Witch. So she came out good. This is Blade Witch. Got her like controlling a bunch of swords. Glass Witch. She's using orbs of glass to like channel her magic through and like find people and store magic in them. Oh, that was a fun one. This was me drawing a character from my comic as a Halloween character. So I made my bounty hunter werewolf into a more savage form. There's Richard Steelsung. I drew this one so fast, so I just thought I would add it to my character sheets. And there's another I'm really proud of this one. This one came out pretty good. Like I love the render. I'm really happy with the rendering of the cauldron. Like she's just making macaroni and cheese for her kids. So that was really fun. But yeah, I'm really excited to try this out, where I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of theropods. I love drawing. Dinosaurs are really fun to draw. And I'm definitely going to have some in my comics, so it's good practice. I think I've talked about this before in the past, but I don't mind saying it again, because a big thing in my comic is that like dinosaurs were spirited away, so not all of them died. And like some adapted to like being in the fantasy world and like mixed with fairy races. Yeah. Is there anything you'd like to see me mix with this Carnotaurus, or like a fantasy creature, or because I have some thoughts of my own, but I always like to take suggestions because those are always fun. Like I just thought that the cockatrice is a good one because like it's like I said, it's a bird, so it already has some of the same traits. But there's I was also thinking maybe like Cerberus or what's another? I'm trying to think of big beasts and like warriors have had to fight in certain epic stories that I can mix it with. Guys, I just want to. Wait. Look it up again because I lost it. Okay, here we go. Cool. I'm gonna make a ref sheet for it using my favorite app, which is the Pure Ref is a great app. I'm sure there's I keep forgetting the name of it. I think I told you it once, but there is an app version of it for the iPad, but I forget what it's called. What is that? Guys, that's not what I want to copy the image. There we go. it copied an arrow or something, and I'm like, why did it copy that? So, Dee, did you do anything fun for Halloween with your family? Because Guess my niece had a pretty awesome costume. I saw it yesterday night, and that was pretty epic. So shout out to her. See if I can find anything else. Not really. That's a good. Those are good. Sorry, just collecting some images here for my reference. There we go. Okay. Kind of wanted to try like its head. Being a big creature, it would probably mostly be like have its head kind of level with its body. Guess they aren't that. Well, I mean, it just depends who's drawing it, I guess, or who's rendering it. They are small arms, though. Like essentially, it's just all leg muscle. I'm gonna draw what it actually looks like, and then I'm gonna draw over it like the fantasy creature. And these aren't nearly as popular as T-Rex, but they're still pretty cool. Kind of makes me wonder in Jurassic Park, The Lost World, like if they changed anything about it. Like, could it breathe fire or something? Because like everything in that movie is based around, well, everything from the first movie was based around what archaeologists had found out in the 80s, because they had a consultant on site when they were working on the film, so they weren't like it, which is not as common today, but it was when you have a good director like that movie has, and he wants to make a film that's like accurate to the point where I mean, I don't know if you've seen the making of where like that part where it shows like how he made the mod. They made that T-Rex model, and it was like a nightmare. It was like Jaws all over again, but even worse, because it was even bigger, so it was hard. Like, and of course, in Jaws, it was just the water itself that damaged the thing, and ironically, in this one, it was water as well, but it was because of a storm. So, they can't win. One second. Oops, sorry. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Okie dokie. Back to work I go. I think a fun thing to do with this though is like coming up with a color scheme for him would be kind of cool. Because there's no rules. They're based on birds, so they would have the same, to some degree, they would probably have the same, like, rules of coloration, like, where, like, the males have, like, in many cases would be more ornate. Which would be pretty crazy. Like, imagine a T-Rex that looks like a parrot. That would be terrifying. This guy would be actually really cool with that. So maybe I'll make it go, when we add on top of him, I'm gonna make the feathers, like, look kind of like, an Angirath. Let me look at a picture of him. He's a character, a monster from, Monster Hunter World, which is, I think they were just kind of like having fun with like the rough sketches that had been made once archaeologists found feathers on certain dinosaurs. Like there's, I forget what, oh darn, I just listened to her YouTube video and I can't remember. Well, here's a fact one. So they're like, oh, these guys are like between 7.5 to 9 meters. Okay, so they're still big enough that they're a threat. That's still much bigger than a person. So I gotta lean this thing down a little bit. They're not quite as... I'm thinking like T-Rex when I do this, because T-Rex has had much more heft in the middle. These guys are a little bit more lean in the middle, because they're like a teen T-Rex kind of build. But yeah, they're so, it's pretty cool. And like I guess even in the newer ones, I think I heard like some of it was based on research, because they did change the raptors to have feathers, although they had them running in the snow, which maybe they could have done. I don't know. I mean, they could have been changed so that they could have been changed on the genetic level so that their body could regulate in cold weather. So who's to say they couldn't do that? I mean, they were made to be weapons in that, so why wouldn't they make them so they could live in the snow? But yeah. So yeah, okay. I'll start the. Let's start the first. Oops. My first idea, which is the cockatrice mixed with it. So gonna look up some images for that. There we go. Oh, there's plenty. This is great. This is not... Yeah, this is... I could easily see these two meshing together pretty well. Like, it's... Oops. Turn that off. Well, actually, yeah, what if it grew another pair of arms? Or what if, actually, better off, why not make those... It evolved so it, in the Fey realm, so that these were functional. So you just have them, like, be actual, like, medium-sized wings that could maybe use for display. Like how there's certain birds that are really bad at. There's a couple type of birds that are I mean, obviously there's ostriches in that, but there's also medium-sized birds that can't fly, that just kind of like jump around on the ground and are very aggressive and can kick other birds away and take their meals. So maybe this is kind of like a version of that, where it's just like, I mean, he's already a pretty hefty big guy, so they don't need to be functional, but they could be like for scaring away bigger beasts like T-Rex, or in this case, with what this thing runs into, dragons. It could scare away with its wings. Yeah, I thought about doing a more like epic pose for the mouth, but I kind of wanted to make it look more like a creature in nature, or in this world's version of nature. So I didn't want to like go straight for like crazy over the top battle roar. This is more like I might even make it like a little young, a few little infant ones too around this one. Actually, you know what I might do? I might let's see if I can change that. Edit canvas size, width. There. Whoa, nope, no. Too big. What? There. Okay. Sorry. I just wanted I just wanted the whole thing to be a little bit more like centered. Thanks. I just thought a cockatrice would be a nice mix with a... Oops. Oh, that's the old one. I don't need that. I should get rid of it. Yeah, see if I can line this up. There we go. Okay, I just wanted to be able to you to see the more of the tail because it's they would have their tail kind of more like a stabilizer, so it would just be like that. Because they're a hefty beast and they need something to counterbalance all the stuff in the front, so that they don't fall on their face every time they run. Just. Oh wait, no, that's where the cockatrice is. So that would be the snake side of. I mean, I've seen so many different versions. Because it could be any kind of snake. It's just a serpent. So I could even just like do a. And then maybe it just gets more and more. The feathers get smaller until they get back to here. So yeah, it's like this this hefty little guy. Like, where were they located? Let me see. I have the information right here. Yeah, they had kind of a. Actually, well, I can fix that later. It's okay, I guess. I can just. Yeah, just make sure that the mouth. I guess they had a shorter mouth than T-Rex 2 because they're not nearly as big. So, they're from the late Cretaceous, between 7.2 and 6.9 million years ago, and yeah, it's like I said, its arms are smaller than the T-Rex's. Like, you see. Oh wow. Okay. It ran at speeds up to 56 kilometers per hour. Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's conversions aren't going like right away in my head right now, but that's fast. Like, that's like faster than a bear. So you're in trouble if this thing gets to you. Which is pretty much what I guessed, because like much like the juvenile T-Rexes are much faster than the older ones because of their size. This thing had the benefit of like more maneuverability and like could go into smaller areas than the T-Rex. So that's right. That's pretty fast. It's like that Jeep might not have gotten away from this in the first Jurassic Park. I mean, probably could have if it wasn't. Although it's off-roading, so maybe not. If it was on a solid road, it would just dust this thing. But on off-road, it might have trouble, and then this thing could easily be like, I don't have that problem. I got legs. Like, yeah, these things are. Dinosaurs are so. It's so cool learning new things about them all the time. I'm always so excited when I find out more, like from all these updates. that keep coming out, like where they were like, what was it like? Even between the two Jurassic Park movies, there was so much that was found out about the T Rex, like how we looked at their nesting sites and realized that like they were really good parents. Like they were very attentive to the young, so they would be very protective of them when they were in their very juvenile state. Which makes sense because much like most predators, they probably like even other T Rexes could become might go after someone else's like offspring. So you have to protect your own. I mean that happens today with most um, carnivorous creatures. Happens with birds. Happens with mammals. So yeah. Maybe you know what? I think I'm gonna make the snake part. I'm gonna make the bottom actually. So like right down here, it's gonna have scales. Like it's gonna have like a. Let's see if I can find a. I can do like that snakes. I'll do this for like quick snake kind of scales where it's like the crisscross kind of. Yeah, she's. I wonder. I don't know if they say where these things grew. I know T Rexes were in the U.S. Um. Yeah, 100%. Let's get some more. South America. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they just see full. They're the only horned theropod too. Yeah, some of this is like. Okay, these are just some of these are like educated get. These are unproven facts. Like it may have swallowed its food whole. It says, which, I mean, whenever you're talking about an extinct creature from that long ago, the word "may" is going to pop up a lot. It's like we can't prove it, but this could be true. Maybe. But yeah, they were really quick. I guess Yeah, it must have to do with like maybe they either just evolved to be to not get as big, so or their bodies weren't made evolved to be as big as the T-Rex, so that they could maintain faster speeds. Is my best guess, because other than that, they had just a slimmer model too. Like they weren't. It wasn't even like they're not as what. They're also because the T-Rex is like an elephant mixed with a with a bird or theropod, because like it just had so much like mass. Like they were just like a walking muscle that could like chase them down or hunt its prey, and it didn't need to even run that much because it was so. It could be really tactical with its hunting because it had really good vision. I think these guys might have too, but I'm not sure how well, if they could. It doesn't say about their vision, but maybe they also shared the eagle eye vision that the T-Rex has, which makes me wonder if in Jurassic Park they put the motion thing in so that they would have a fail safe against their own creation, because that would have put them in much more trouble if they had been. Let's see if I can get some good pictures of parrots or tropical parrots. Or just tropical birds. Let's see. Yep. Oh, yeah. So, this is gonna be crazy. Start off with some magenta. Go from there. Is there a reason it's that way? Oh yeah, that's why. Whoop. Something like might get a little more red, but this spot on its back would be kind of cool, and then it like and then it has blue that mixes in with the green. It looks really crazy and contrasty right now, but I'm going to mix them together with some darker tones and duller colors. But like, yeah, you mean, you look at these things and it's like they're from another planet, honestly. Like there's parts of them that resemble things from today, but like just how big they were, and like all these, the way they lived and everything, that's still kind of a mystery to us. Just makes them so interesting and so like exciting to learn about. It's a little better. Because I know chickens are usually just white or darker, like browns probably, but I I'm gonna break the rules and just use cockatrice loosely as like a snake bird, because I want to. Well, yeah, we have no idea. Like I was saying earlier, I don't know. Um, Based on what we know about birds, like the males could have been very colorful. Because like there's so many bird species where like the males and then that have like really bright colors. Like I mean, obviously peacocks, but there's also like I mean even mallards and ducks, like all that, and like well, so many. Even I think yeah, even in raptors in some cases, like the males have brighter colors or like are bigger in some cases just to show off. To make themselves look the most. I mean, so that they appear the most desirable. Let's see. I guess this could actually just go down the whole back, actually. But like emus and cassowaries nowadays, like you look at those things and they're pretty colorful. So like just imagine that, but a bit bigger, and that would be most theropods. And like the way they sounded too would be very different from like, because like Jurassic Park, I gotta give them points for like trying something really creative with the sound, because they didn't know at the time what a T-Rex sounded like. They just wanted to make something scary, so they said, let's just mix a bunch of predators with a bunch of more like just loud animals. Like like I think one was it was like a tiger, a boar, maybe a whale in there. I forget, or like an orca. I forget, maybe not that, but no, I think it was a bunch of cat. It was like it was like a lion, a boar, and a bear or something like that. So it was this weird mix of different animal sounds together, and now we know that they would have had more of a low tone, kind of like more like the cassowary, where like it's just like this low resonant noise that it would make to communicate, and it was and this creepy part was it could make that sound and throw its voice, so it would sound like it was further away when it could be like right around the corner. So it's like that was the T-Rex that could do that. So he's like Jason. It's just like you think you're okay. It's like, yeah, it's cool. He's like miles away, and then you just like go through the you walk past a couple trees, and she's just standing there with her kids, like, oh look, they came to us. Nice. Eat up, kids. Where it gets kind of confusing is that like certain things that we used to think are dinosaurs aren't, or there's certain things of that time that weren't dinosaurs that were classified in with them, like pterodactyls. I believe, yeah, because pteranodons, I believe, are dinosaurs, but pterodactyls aren't. If I think that's true, if I'm remembering it correctly. That'd be kind of cool for this. Whoops, I'm in the wrong. No, I'm in the right layer. Oh, I see what it's doing. Okay. It's just kind of like That's kind of cool. It kind of blends them together a little bit. Wish I could control like how big the lines are themselves. Oh, I can. Okay, never mind. That's cool. No, finding new things about brushes. Woo! See what I mean? But like once you mesh, they really do kind of blend together pretty nice once you like find those nice midtones between them, or in this case, just blend. Like that came out really good. What about its legs? What color are they? Oh, well, I'm gonna go true to actually the chicken for the legs, because I'm gonna make them a brighter color, because like parrots and all these other birds have darker legs. I don't know. I'll try both. I'm gonna add them to a different layer and see how it looks with maybe more subdued colors for the legs. Not that color. That's more of, it's gotta be more grayish. Maybe try that. I could try it out. Maybe it'll be nice to have something that's not as strong in the drawing. So it's like, well, kind of like how cassowaries, their legs are black, and so maybe I'll just do that. Actually, I'll make it mostly like really dark grays with black mixed in with some black in there too, and but I don't think of anything else to do with theropods in general that's pretty interesting. Actually, that looks okay, because now I'm going to go in and make them darker, so that it'll only get better from here. So yeah, just do like maybe even, hang on, what color? Yeah, get more of, have them like start out like this. And then they kind of just like turn into that. Like the tops of their legs are covered, but then they become bare as they go down, which would work with their speedy design. So that would be pretty cool. Maybe even their bottom half is like a really dark, like almost black. Like under here. Just to add more contrast to their face. Yeah. That could be pretty cool. I like that. Yeah. Definitely looks like a creature you don't want to run into. Unless you're in a very fast vehicle. Although, which one's... I forget, is the cockatrice the one that looks at you and you... Cockatrice. Wikipedia. Hello. Aw. Thanks. Thanks for dropping by too. I always love having new visitors. I think I just really need to work on my marketing, but other than that, I don't know. I mean, I do cool stuff like this all the time. Like I always like to turn art challenges into something more personal. So you'll always see things like this where like I turned Witchtober into more like things for my comic, and this is I'm gonna mix with to make more like my comic too, with like making it a mix of dinosaurs with fantasy creatures. So yeah, like this is a cockatrice mixed with a Carnotaurus. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that like they're created by cockatrices are one of the easiest fantasy creatures to make. Because all you have to do is put a snake or a toad on top of a chicken egg. It's like you can mass produce these things. Okay, so they're just death incarnate because they can either. Oh my gosh! Wait a minute. If you gave this thing the eyes of a theropod, like I can't remember if these things have vision that's as good as the T-Rex, but like one of the things about the cockatrice is if it sees you, you're dead. So this thing could kill you from like a mile away or something. That is scary. And it's so fast that it could probably just run to its meal before anything else got there. Because I think it... Yeah, what is that? 1 second. I'm just going to make sure to be 100% accurate, but I'm pretty sure I'm close. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, it was pretty. Actually, they're about the same size. They're about the same average speed as a of a brown bear. So that's scary. That is stupid fast for something that can eat you. It's like 35 miles an hour. Yeesh. Too fast. What should we do for the... Actually, you know what? What should I do for the head? Color. I'm trying to think of a good color for the head. Because... I like this pattern I have going. Yeah, right? So he could just... Oh man, what if like the elven armies did just mass produce these things? It's like weapons of war. Maybe its face is actually just like a white. Actually, that'd be kind of cool. Oops, no, that's not white. Like the idea of like this like striped face. Like this. Would be pretty awesome. I mean, it's got like patterns on its wings too. And like quills going down. Actually, it wouldn't need those, so it wouldn't evolve those, or it wouldn't have those. That's more of a prey kind of. Well, I don't know. There's predators that have spines, so. But like. I do also like that in the later Jurassic Park movies, they flat out pretty much say, like, we kind of just took the very broad definition of what a dinosaur is and then remade it into this monster. Like, none of this is actually, like, what dinosaurs are. Because, like, they changed so much about them. Like I was saying earlier about, like, how the T-Rex, the vision... Yeah. Well, it's like a bear kind of where it's like you just gotta hope that you have a very slow friend, or something, or enemy. Yeah, just always have an enemy nearby that you can just like be like, hey buddy, just stand over here. I'm gonna go run that way. Don't pay attention to me. Just don't even run. You'll be fine. I think it's friendly. And then you just jump in your little like four-wheeler and like bye. Mix in some darker blues too. Here. But yeah, that is so that is that much speed in any animal is scary. Like you think of like polar bears and you're just like, oh boy. And imagine that like but with this just like even this without the fantasy part of it. Oh no. Might add a texture to the underbelly, like some white stripes. We'll see how that looks. It's worth a try. Because it's supposed to be part snake, so I'm trying to just show like the underbelly is kind of like more snake-like. So maybe just the crisscross actually would work fine. Yeah, that works pretty good. It's like a nice simple way of portraying the texture of the I wonder what color they're. Let's see my reference. I don't think they have it red, so let's go red. There we go. That looks. This looks like the thing, like that Littlefoot has. Like, this is his paralysis demon. After Sharptooth, this is what Littletooth sees in their nightmares. Because Sharptooth already was probably one of the scariest looking like dinosaurs in early like animation. Because that was before Jurassic Park, so. And my gosh, it led to the scene that if I even watch like that one section of Land Before Time, it just destroys me every time. It's so sad with his mother. Breaks my heart every time. Yeah. It's kind of like make this pattern that goes down. It's amazing how many films they made off of that series too. Like back in the day, I was kind of like, when I was younger, just more. I thought it would. I wrongly was kind of like thought it was like cheap and corny that they did that, but honestly, like if an animation team can do that, more power to them. Like with all the new projects popping up here and there, it's like you just want to root for anyone who's in animation now. So. Like Lackadaisy, I'm hoping the best for them. Yeah, that was so rough. Like, honestly, that musical score, along with that scene, is just like, whoops, I'm on the wrong. Oh, no, I'm not. Yeah, that musical score was just like spot on for that scene, and it just made you like you knew that it was going to be bad, and then you see like that happen, and you're just like, oh, you poor child. And then it only gets worse. Then his grandparents get separated from him. It's like, hey, guess what? You remember that like perilous journey? You have to do it with a bunch of children now instead of your grandparents who knew the way. Good luck. And there's a like sociopathic T-Rex that has a vendetta against you because you scarred its face. Which I mean, tigers. I mean, um, yeah, tigers can be hold grudges, so maybe a T-Rex could. I don't know. We don't know anything. I don't know if we know much about that. So I wouldn't want to find out the hard way. Just a constantly being nice to T-Rexes. Like, hey, I brought you some offerings of food that's better tasting than me. Here you go. Just don't eat me, please. Thank you. Honestly, I kind of wish like the media lately seems like to be copying each other, and I wish they would go back to like more than one studio doing stories about dinosaurs. Like it seems like everyone's there's so many people that are afraid to do things with it, and it's like why? Just look at the we have a lot of information written down very easily to for anyone to access. Plus, there's these people that are just experts in it. Go talk to one. It's not hard, guys. I'm pretty happy with this, actually. This came out even better than I thought. I'm glad I went with the tropical look. That's made this really fun. Because what I was like I was saying at the beginning of this, I was thinking since the cockatrice is just a rooster and essentially a rooster and a snake. At first I was playing around with the idea of that color scheme, but I'm like that's just not fun. So I'm like, I was thinking about birds now that are big and scary and more violent, like the cassowary, and I'm like, they're very colorful, so just go that way. And I'm glad I did. It seems like Spielberg hasn't. It seems like that's the case a lot lately, and so much of the time, I don't want to get too on a high horse. So many times now, they try to like put in a social message, but they forget to write a story, and then they blame everyone who doesn't see the movie for disliking the social message. And I'm like, guys, there were these messages in movies in the 90s, but they were good movies, so we went and saw them. I would 100% go see this if you put a story in it. So many times that's what it is, with me at least, where I'm like, well, this looks like a cool idea, but the way they're portraying it seems confusing. So I don't really feel like spending $20 to be confused and angry. But yeah, like it seems like it is a shame that so many of them don't want to do the research. Because like sometimes when they change things, I understand. In Stardust, when they changed the ending of Stardust, at first I was annoyed, but then I thought about how that book ends, and I'm like, kind of anticlimactic in a way. I like the book a lot, but the ending of it's like, and then stuff, and you're like, oh, okay, for a book that's good, but for when you're seeing a movie, you're like, you would have been like, I paid $20 for that ending. Like, oh, okay. And don't get me started on how lazy Disney's gotten with like those live action movies. But in some cases, some of the earlier ones were better. But they just decided, what I don't get is those are stories based on, fables. Why not just go back to the fable and tell the live action from the fable? I don't need to see like the exact same movie again, or like if you're changing the actors anyway, change the story back to the original. I don't want to single one out because someone might really like it, and I don't want to badmouth someone's favorite movie. But I'm just saying in general, like they could just like be a little bit more like careful when they do that kind of stuff. Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, they have so many artists still under them that just moved to 3D but would be so happy to go back to 2D. Like they just would have to be like, plus they have like an entire team. Well, actually that's a little different, but there's the TV show version of their animators from like the Disney afternoon shows that would probably, if they were given the chance to do something bigger, some of them might take them up on that and be really excited. Because I mean, in many cases, they're not. It wouldn't be that. It would be more like just a change of production, but it wouldn't be a big leap in like how they draw. Because like things like, well, these are older examples, but like Hercules, the show, was only a little bit of a step down. I mean, it obviously didn't have the money, so it couldn't do the crazy epic battle fights, but the models didn't look bad. For at least the characters I saw. I didn't watch all of it. So maybe I'm wrong in some cases, but the ones I saw, they weren't that bad. And Aladdin, the cartoon, was pretty good for its time. So, like, yeah, just give these animators a chance. I mean, you look at things like Klaus. Like, that's a gorgeous film that was done using, like, a combination of, like, software in, like, I believe they might have used 3D models to help draw, but they've been doing that since The Little Mermaid. So just go back to that, because that would be so cool to just see like a. It was such a shame that like Disney didn't get the 100% sale numbers they wanted, so they just dropped everything. And it's like, guys, you can't base everything off like the initial numbers. I know that your shareholders want that, but even they have gotten to the point where I imagine some of them are like, just go back to the other way, guys. Because they always do good. I mean, with the exception of I'm still baffled why like Atlantis didn't do as good as some of the other ones. I think the marketing wasn't good. Is possibly what it was. Because it was a good film. And Kita's an awesome character. Like I liked her a lot. And like yeah, like Helga Sinclair was a really. I'm a big film noir fan too, so she's an easy sell. But like, she was pretty cool. Hello, thanks for dropping in. I'm doing the beginning of Dinovember here with Carnotaurus, but I'm mixing them with fantasy creatures. So this is like a rendition of a cockatrice mixed with a Carnotaurus, which I'm doing good. I'm about to start a week-long vacation, so I'm gonna be working on some projects. Because I figure everyone's gonna be taking vacations later this month for Thanksgiving, so I'll take mine now, so I don't have to worry about trying to take it then with everyone else. That way they can count on me to be around. So yeah. Yeah, actually, that's what I was going for. It's I was looking at like tropical parrots, and I wanted to I wanted to give it that kind of look. Cause it's part cockatrice, so I wanted to give it like the it's like part snake and part bird, and I thought parrots have such a cool color scheme. It'd be fun to do that, like. Because Carnotaurus could run like 35 miles an hour, so honestly, it doesn't matter how like well you see it. It saw you long before you saw it, and it can run much faster than you. Thanks. This has been. I'm having so much fun with this guy. He's. I've just been talking about like dinosaurs in movies and in TV shows, and that's why I was on that spiel about like Hollywood not doing research. But no, yeah, it's really there's been many good dinosaur movies in the past. It'd be nice to see some new ones other than Jurassic Park. Oh yeah, nice. I'll have to check it out on your channel. Because if you do, I'll check out your channel later, or because I like to support other people too. Like when, what kind of art do you do? My main focus, obviously, I mean, from what you can tell here, is fantasy, but I've done other stuff, but that mainly it's fantasy. I haven't really gone too far into sci-fi, honestly. A friend of mine who was on more earlier in this art stream, he's a really good. I mean, I think he's a pretty amazing fantasy artist who does a comic. But one of my areas that I need to work on, and I'm not saying that I'm trying to hide from it, but I need to do get better at drawing vehicles, which is why I'm not doing as much fantasy. How are we doing on time? Oh, not bad. We're only an hour and a half. Cool. Get some of my coffee that I probably is cold by now. Oh, it's not. Nice. I don't know if I brewed that wrong or if I got ripped off. That does not taste like anything other than regular coffee. No, I used the right one. Huh. It's supposed to taste like, I think, like chocolate or something. Not chocolate, but like chocolate. Let me see. I think. Oh, chocolate Irish cream. So maybe it's more on the Irish cream side. Don't taste any hint of chocolate, though. Hello! Thanks for dropping in. Thanks. Yeah, I'm doing dinosaurs. How do you like my little foot paralysis demon? Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I will. I'm gonna put like kind of like stripes on his legs, kind of like. As well. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Okay. Wow. I didn't think I would get this far with this concept, but then again, like it's just so much fun to draw that once I got pulled into it, I kind of just like got lost in it. I mean, the anatomy still needs to be fixed in some spots, but I'm pretty happy with the concept. Like, I just lucked out that these two things mesh together pretty good and make something that's pretty terrifying. I mean, this thing can see over a mile, and if it sees you, you're done. So it's like, oh, good. Okay, what continent is it on, so I can avoid that one? Thanks. Here, while you're all here, I'll share some of the stuff I did for Witchtober. I did a whole bunch of, well, that's a character design, but like this this was a really fun one I did where for Witchtober, she's a hag raven with her children for the feathers prompt. She's got like a book floating next to her, and she's cooking them macaroni and cheese in her like alchemy area. So I thought that was pretty fun. Let's see. That was something I drew for really quick for my on Halloween. I mean, on the day before Halloween. Of one of the characters from my comic is like a scarier version of him, like more Wolfman. With a, but I did the Dark Souls thing with him because he likes to use weapons, so I put it in his teeth. There's one of the characters from my comic. Here, I'll take off all that crazy. Yeah, now it's easier to see him. But he's like, and I was just trying out different clothing on him. That's another one of the Witchtobers that I didn't get to finish, but like it was coming along and needed to be fixed. But and this is one I was planning on finishing up. Might work on that one tonight. I'm not sure. But she's I just need to clean it up. It's pretty close to being done. She's the prompt was a chaos witch, so I'm just like, what would be fun to do for a chaos witch? And I'm like, put her in pink. Just make her a happy, go lucky person that just loves to make explosions around herself at all times. Which reminds me of oh gosh, what was that goofy anime with the mage where all she could do is like that crazy, like over the top, like blast. But yeah, here's another one. She's she could conjure magic through these glass orbs because the prompt was glass. So I'm like, that'd be kind of cool to do this character who's kind of just like able to like focus on multiple spells at the same time by putting the spells in different objects. Because I've seen that in D&D. Oh, I'm also working on my a new version of my model. So that's so here's what he's gonna look like. And I even have like cool things like animations for the tail, where it's gonna like slam into the ground, like that. So it's pretty exciting projects in the works. I'm hoping to get a bunch done this coming week, like that. I want to get that model done. I'm trying to use this new software called LandyTube, I think it's called. I'm gonna give it a shot because I've seen some people using it and it looks pretty interesting. The results you can get with it. Like I could add in more things like prompts for my model. Like people could throw things at it or something, or it could change to different states faster and smoother. Plus, I can add in animation for the mouth because that was the biggest thing I wanted to change. I kind of want to make it so my mouth has different shapes. So as I'm talking, it looks like I'm saying like at least a couple different sounds with the shape of my mouth. So essentially, it would look like a character in a adventure game where they're like their mouth just goes through like an arc of animations, but it's not you wouldn't be able to tell just by looking at it what they're saying. That's pretty exciting stuff. I'm really excited to try it all out. I want to keep the edges kind of... The feathers down here are smaller anyway, so I'm just going to make them kind of peeking over the edge a little bit. Because on the tail he wouldn't need as many feathers, so... Maybe even like they have like... Where they transition over, they kind of like... have that. Yeah. I like that kind of like... It is fun looking towards like certain animals to just like come up with ideas for color schemes. Like that's what I'm going to be trying to do with a lot of these dinosaur fantasy creatures is look at birds for different color schemes, because like birds go all over the place. Like kind of like in like reptiles too. Like they just do not follow like what you think would be natural, because like they diverged off of what they're not. They diverged off of mammals, so they don't have those rules of like fur that fur does. So they can have any color they want at any level of vibrancy. I don't think if I need anything else. I think it's pretty good. I don't want to mess it up anymore. All I've been doing is really just start cleaning up some of the line work right now, like trying to make the feathers pop out a little bit more. But I think this one's pretty good. I think I don't want to make any alterations because those would only take away from the idea. In fact, I don't even want that. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Thanks! Oh, good, you're still here! Or you just... You're... Yeah, I was saying about earlier about your fantasy art. Yeah. I'm gonna add in these notches down here on the leg, the toes too. That looks cool. There we go. But yeah, it's just, this thing is just a beast. Like, I think this is scarier than a T-Rex. Although my T-Rex is part leshy, which are like... Yeah. Well, this is the most people I've had, like, active, even on what it says. This is a pretty good number for me at this time, and like on a Friday. I'll take that, at least for now. I mean, obviously I would like to get more eventually, but like I'm just so grateful for even this, that you all, even if you're just lurking, you let me some of your time. Oops. And I don't think I've said this in a while, but I'm up for collabs if anyone's ever interested. Because I've done them in the past. I mean, Dee, me and you drew all the time back then. I know now it's a little more difficult, but... Because you're... busy with your comic, which is great. I'm really happy, honestly. I wouldn't have it any other way, really, than just like I wanted your comic to be successful. So it still would be fun if one day we could draw again, of course. But if you're not going to be drawing with me, at least I know that doing exciting stuff. So, because is that one? Thank you. Try and clean these up a little bit more. A little muddy. There we go. That looks nice. Yeah, it was. We had our that's where my movie grump started out. Oh, I'm working on what's I've been working on this fantasy creature that based mixed with a Carnotaurus is what I've been doing. It's because this month is Dinovember, so I'm doing different dinosaurs, but I'm mixing them with fantasy creatures so that they well, just because I love fantasy creatures and I love dinosaurs, so and because my comic has hybrid dinosaur creatures in it, so I'm like win-win. For lurking? That's fine. Not like I've had to do that while working on stuff while watching yours in the past, so it's only fair. Hey, at least you had me in a window at least, so and you helped my analytics. That's all that matters. Although with actually no, that still helps a lot. I was gonna say with YouTube, who knows, but that still helps a lot. So, hey, thanks for sticking around for so long, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, we'll definitely try and figure something out. Of like I said, I'm off all next week, so maybe we can work something out. I'll get you started on Twitch. I'll do a stream with you there. So we got to get you marketing through Twitch too. Not that you need it. That's okay. Like I said, these production things happen. You know, there's no way of knowing how people are gonna mix together. And we mixed together. I mean, like I had nothing but a great time with you, so I don't regret it at all. Yeah. I've had nothing but positive memories from this project. Like, I was charged like a lightning bolt after every time we talked. Like, so... Nothing but positive vibes coming from my direction. So, just gotta clean up some of the slime work, and then we'll just work on the. I'm gonna work on that my witch lady a little bit, and then I'll start maybe another one of these because this was so much fun. I kind of want to do another one. Actually, you know what? Before we do the witch lady, let's do the thumbnail for the next one, so I can think about it while I'm working on the explodey girl. So the next one is Styracosaurus, which I have no idea what that looks like. Aw. Thanks. I'm just so grateful that you chose me. It's been nothing but a privilege, so What am I doing? My brain forgot. I'm so... Styracosaurus. Ooh, it's one of the coolest Triceratopses out there. This thing looks like if a Triceratops listened to Guar. It's like, I am metal. So this thing's gonna be like a... So here's a quick like summary of what it looks like. It's got the typical like Stegosaurus. I mean, not Stegosaurus. I mean Triceratops horn there, but instead of having an extra two horns up here like this, it has like a horn here, a horn here. I mean, it has spikes here, 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 and they go all the way around the whole helmet like so. It is metal. So I'm trying to think what would be a cool creature to mix with this. Definitely an armored beast. You're the best. What would be a cool endurance-based or like battering ram-based fantasy creature? I mean, the obvious thing I always go towards is like I start at the raw elements and then I move off that towards other things, like so like an earth elemental. Maybe it could be like my original ideal for this, but I kind of want to do something a little bit more intricate, more like this first one with the Carnotaurus, where like it's a thing that meshes with it really well. So man, because there's I mean I guess the most straightforward one wouldn't really work because it's not that kind of, it's not a Triceratops. Because I mean, like a centaur mixed with this thing would be nuts. It would just be like, you remember that show Dinosaurs? Why doesn't there a remake of that show? I want to animate that show. Because like, that was the one with the good and bad dinosaurs, and the good ones were like light, cool colors, and all the bad ones were like bright, like reds and oranges. Dinosaurs, do 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 do. So good. It was from that era of like everyone wanted to be Ninja Turtles. So like you had like biker mice from Mars, dinosaurs, street sharks. I can't even remember all the other ones. There's so many. Let's see. Collected in Canada. Okay. Oh, this thing lived in the late Cretaceous as well. Maybe I wonder if that's how she's grouping them. Huh. Yeah, just like this walking tank, so like some kind of beast that can like oh my gosh, that see that's a Final Fantasy creature, because like the behemoth from Final Fantasy would be so cool to mix with this. but that's not really a fantasy. That's more just like an iteration off of a thing. So I wonder if I can just like, yeah, let's just look up what Behemoth, because I know in it's just this ancient being, yeah, from the Book of Job. Primal chaos monster created at the beginning of creation, paired with the Leviathan. Thank you. Well, I'm lucky to have so many amazing artists around me to boost me up. And just people in general. It's just, I'm very blessed. Yeah, this is more like, Behemoth is more like a giant woolly mammoth creature. From, according to like the rough description, in the old broad descriptions of it, is what it seems like everyone draws it as anyway. So, that's a possibility, but that's kind of just boring. That's just a fuzzy version of this dinosaur. That's not like a cool combination that'll. I'm almost more tempted to do the Minotaur. So I'm gonna think about it while I'm drawing, actually, because sitting here like just, it's nice to give you something to look at. So, crazy girl, woohoo! She's got power. Crazy hat, smiley girl, not crazy. Or she's just like, everything explodes. Wahaha! I am Melon Lord. Mwahaha. I'm happy to help out any way I can with if you need any advice that I can help out with. I was for a little while I was teaching my niece, and she picked up I think she picked up a bunch, and she still it's so much fun whenever she calls me up and she's just like, I need help on this art project, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm not gonna. And I went on my way over. I'm like, I'm not gonna do it for her. I'm not gonna do it for her. And then like as I'm helping her, I'm like, okay, you do it this and this and this and this, and she's just like, you're doing too much. I'm like, she had to stop me. Like, oh yeah, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, drawing these witches was fun though, just because like I just went on like Pinterest and found some good poses, and then exaggerated them further to try and get really fun, energetic images. Oops. Do 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 do. Where's the friend in brushes? sometimes I jump between a bunch of different types of brushes in these drawings. Like I have my personal list, which is a bit chaotic, and then I have these side lists, which are still chaotic, but at least they're genre. And then I have like lists that sometimes I try and like just keep anyone who makes their own brushes, I try and keep their stuff separate, just so I can go to be like, oh yeah, if I want to draw this kind of thing, I'll go to this, like the friend and brushes. I'm like, I'll have those in their own thing. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll go to those when I want to draw this way, and they're pretty good. But honestly, you don't need too many. It's just kind of fun sometimes to try out different ones. Like, I mean, I have my Kirby Crackle brush that you can see up here for the wand. But other than that, it's just kind of fun sometimes to just like, especially when you're drawing a comic or something, or like drawing a lot of images and trying to do them quick. I have things like one that makes like grass, so that's really nice. So if I'm drawing like a big scene and I just want to like have like the hint of grass in the foreground, I'm just like, okay, I'll just go to that brush and it'll give me a good representation of that, and I'll be good. I am so happy that so many of you lent me some of your time today, though. Like, I hope you don't feel bad if you have to leave, because I understand. But it's so fun talking to new people, and I always love hearing people's thoughts on things that I find interesting. So, like dinosaurs and all that. I'm trying to think. I still don't know what to do for the for this Triceratops though. Because all I can think of is, let's see if I can just find a list of just like, even just like some more popular fantasy creatures. And, oh, that might be one. I just thought of one. There's a horse that, what was it called? Let's see. I think it might be in here. There's this horse called like Exion, and it's got like it's like a unicorn. How did I not think of unicorn? That's perfect. Mixing a unicorn with this thing, but doing like Exion's like a lightning unicorn, where its hoofs like would make like thunder when it stomped. So it's like it fits with this thing's like very metal persona. I think it was Exion. I'm gonna look it up because I only know about it because of Final Fantasy. Was it 12? Exion? No, Exion's is from Final Fantasy. Is from Kingdom Hearts. Xeon. No, it's something like that though. Lightning horse. I don't need to know about how to stay safe while horseback riding in a lightning storm. I will never do that. Maybe put lightning unicorn. You know what? I'm just gonna do that. I don't care. It's just gonna be mixed with a lightning unicorn, and that'll be cool enough. Cause, or maybe I know. Let's see, bosses in Final Fantasy 12. Let's see if I can find it. Of course, the only one they don't wait. I think it was like. I'm gonna find you really quick. Come on, horsey. Oh wait, here it is. Oh, it was. Oh, it was fire. It was. That's even better. Firemane was the name of the horse. Yeah. I mean, it's just a fire elemental horse. I thought it was based on a legend. Didn't they have a... was that its name? Firemane? Darn, I was hoping it was... Oh. Okay, it still looks cool. I don't know, that kind of... It's dark mirror. Oh wait. This is what I'm talking about. The summon. Ixion, which is the final form of it. It was much bigger and could hit you a lot harder. But it's just a lightning horse, essentially. So, that's still, I mean, a lightning and fire based version of this thing would be really cool. So I'm going to give it a shot. So, because, yeah. Oh, good. Some people pop back in. See, yeah, that's what I mean about this. Like, this viewer is so confusing because it's like, it claims that some people disappear and stuff, and I'm sure none of you have. Either maybe you just like moved to a different tabs temporarily, and it's like, oh, they're gone, and it's like, no, they're not. They're still there. It's just, it's like, chill out, YouTube. I'm gonna have it doing the full body charge, like a, or the two legs in the back holding it up, kind of like a horse rearing it up for like an epic pose. It'll look pretty cool with this head full of spikes, just like gleaming in the lightning. So yeah, maybe it's gonna be further up even. Like, yeah, like that. Turner. It's amazing that it could have these kind of like blades up. Like, these are not that big of an exaggeration off of what they look like. Thank you, yeah. I'm glad you're still here. According to my thing, it was like, oh, they're all gone. I'm like, no, they're still here. Yeah, this is just the roughing out layers, so I'm just gonna I'm probably gonna change the size of some things as it goes along, but should be interesting. Once it gets to like. They're hefty beasts, though. So I mean, but elephants can do this, so I'm sure they could maybe they could lurch up. Since these are lower to the ground, I don't feel as bad about making the tail kind of a little bit more versatile. Because theropods can't be versatile with their tail because it's what keeps them from like slamming into the ground. So. Which for them would be like the biggest, especially for the Carnotaurus. Running 35 miles an hour and wiping out would not be good when you have tiny little arms. It's like nothing to... You just like get a lot of scraped chins. If you're lucky, and a lot of missing teeth. Let's get a close look at this creature up close again. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. I'm happy to hear that. Actually, I mean, like, I'm glad that you're drawing along with me. That's exciting. I love doing that. Just like going onto another creator stream and then just like talking to them here and there while I'm working on something too. Yeah, it's so much fun. Maybe even give it like change the back of the tail to be like more like a horse tail at the very end. I can't remember if this has ever been written, but I always wonder if like early some of the early beliefs on unicorns was possibly medieval people finding like dinosaur bones for like anything from the Triceratops family, and but it could just be other animals too that were like older and like just looked different from what they're. I mean, it could have been as simple as like it was a rhinoceros. And they like someone went to like Africa and saw a rhinoceros and they told their friend back in the UK, and it's like and it's like, so you saw this fantasy creature, and then like he comes back and talks to his friend again after that guy had bragged about it, and he's like, what are you talking about? It was a different animal. It wasn't a horse. Like, stop telephoning my animals that I find out about. You're ruining this for me. No scientists are going to take me seriously now. Or, you know what? I'm gonna try something else too. That's pretty cool, but what if I change it even? What if I make it even harder to draw? What if I? What if that, but harder? So in this one, I'm gonna get rid of this head on this one because I have another thought where the head is more aiming this direction. this direction and up. See, but that's just so hard. I don't know. Maybe I'm fine. Because this is looking like it's going to be so hard that... But it might be pretty cool if I can get it right. I'll give it a shot. You know, I'm not going to give up on it. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work and I can go back. It's just that this creature has such a cool, like, head display, like, fin thing that, like... I'd rather go hard, like, make this more difficult for the moment and then be happy with it than, like, be like, I wish I hadn't made something so flat looking. Which maybe that other version wasn't going to look flat, but I want to make sure. So, oops, and I just drew on the, well, whatever. That was all drawn on the wrong layer. Good job, me. But yeah, I was gonna have it like bucking its head backwards like that, and then like maybe not that far because it's gonna impale itself if it pushes its head back too far. But how would we do this? Because the side of its head is more like round like that, so just trying to think. Even that's better, kind of, where it's kind of like you get to see more of the... Hello! Thanks for dropping in! This is wonderful. I'm getting so many visitors today. I knew drawing dinosaurs tonight was a good idea. Thank Casey later. Yeah, Casey Snow. She's got a great list for the Dinovember prompts. So definitely recommend checking those out if you want something to draw. If you like, it's funny because like prompt lists are what got me back into drawing on stream. Like I was on isn't that the worst? But yeah, no, I think it was Mermaid that got me back into drawing in front on like I used Instagram, which was I was using it in the like a way where I wasn't getting too much followers because I was doing long form videos, but it was fun because me and Dee, who was on earlier, we would both just be like, we're gonna draw this theme tonight, and then we would just like we did like one where we're like, what if we did like Saturday morning cartoon characters, but we like made them more edgy, or made like a darker, or yeah, like some kind of reboot. And I did that's why when I did Dinosaurs was that drawing. That was fun. And we did other stuff too, but it was... But yeah, no, it was all prompt lists that started all that up, me wanting to do that kind of stuff more. So, and I like to go to them whenever I can't think of what to draw. It also helps that we just got out of October, which was full of prompt lists. Like there was Witchtober, there was Inktober, there was Drawalloween, there was so many. It was like, take your pick. And I don't know if I've done Drawloween yet. Maybe next year I'll do that one. It's just that Witchtober always has such fun prompts. And it's so easy because it's like magical girl with this word, magical girl with this word. And I'm like, this all sounds great to me. Nothing but fun here. Yeah, this is already looking a little better. I'm so glad I did this though. I mean, look at the difference already. That pose, this pose is gonna look so much more epic with its head turned a little. That's why it's always good to just play around. If you're gonna go with the first idea, it's good to play around with it. Like, I don't like to just like 100% stick to everything. And that's what worked with my comic, where like I did a drawing of the two main characters, and like the dad was a lot shorter in the original drawing, and the main character, the girl, was a lot younger, and then I made her a bit older, like in her late 20s for the comic. And he's like built in the comic, he's built more like Bruce Wayne. So he's a much bigger dude than he was in the original drawing. Original dude, he was just like dad bod guy. He's just like this like thin guy that was tall. It was okay. It was okay, but it was so much more fun when I could draw him bigger and make him look more imposing against other fights. Weren't they? Oh my gosh, yes, I agree 100%. That's what gets me on those lists sometimes, where I'm just like, but these things are so... How am I supposed to do different things, guys? Or they were so obscure sometimes, where you're just like, how do I draw this? I understand it's a word, but how do I art? That should just be like most of my titles for my streams. How do I art? Yeah, look at that. That looks so much better. And once again, this is what I'm gonna do. Stick close to what it actually looks like for the first pass, and then I'm gonna go in and like really make it more fantasy. Because honestly, with this one, I don't need to do much. It's already crazy. It's like this is like the angsty teen of a Triceratops. It's like, you just don't understand me, Dad. God. The band's gonna pick up, and and I won't have to live here anymore. I do like that Jake Parker like went on record so many, like, I think he got a lot of flack for that list though, which is dumb kind of, because I'm like, not because what you're saying would be a better argument, but most people were angry because they felt like pressure. And he's like, guys, it's just there to give you like a goalpost. You don't have to finish it. It's like, if you want to make like 5 really good drawings, then just do that. Like, I think the most I've ever done was like, I think I did 16 one year. But that's the most I've ever gotten. I think that were like I had other drawings started, but I don't think I ever finished them. So, yeah. Like, what was your rec? How far did you make it this year? Because I know you said that a couple of them were similar, so I'm sure you probably just like either passed those or tried to draw them, but they were like, nah. I hope anyway, because I'd hate to think that you put too much time on them and then we're like, because I've done that too. Where you're just like, I can do it, and it's like, no, I can't. Because I've had streams like that actually, where I'm like, I'm gonna draw this tonight, and it's like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. But we all get those. Like, no. Like, top artists in like the industry can get those, then I don't think that's a fair gauge. We never. There's no such thing as running it out, firing it 100% every time. You're gonna have those days where like the ideals just don't come out. So I use those days to like thumbnail usually. If I'm really like not hitting the mark, I'm just like, fine, I'm just gonna shoot out a whole bunch of drawings for later, and if then when I am doing good, I can come back to these and do these. Which is why I think sometimes it looks like I draw really fast. It's because I have like half drawn ideals that I draw at work in like a sketchbook, and then like I'll bring them in here and just like finish them up, and it looks like I'm drawing them fast, but I had been thinking about them for weeks. That's okay. Hey, you at least got to try. That's fun. And you did it. I take it you did it traditionally, or did you do a digital ink? Because that's fine too. I think that was the other thing people were angry about, is that they felt they couldn't do it. I don't know many people other than I think even Jake Parker, I think, like finished them later. I don't think he ever actually like I don't know if he ever finished them as they were going on. I think he either like drew early and then like released videos of them as the days went on, because that's a lot to ask for even for anyone. He's got client work to do, and so like expecting him to keep up with that while doing that is crazy, and expecting an artist who's doing it for fun or for fun to do it while trying to do their other stuff that's more in their style is crazy. So I think you should be proud that you even got one. Do they have toesies? Let me see. Yes, they do. They don't have elephant feet. They have actual like. I'm like, I know they don't have elephant feet. Because there was one in, I'm gonna check this out really quick, because there's this website I go to called brushwarriors.com. Oh, cool! I've seen people do that. Yeah, and you can buy like those like really cheap tablets if you want the small like Huion ones that can attach to your phone. I've seen people do that. I've kind of wanted to try that for like life drawing, like just get a really because I mean, I guess, yeah, I don't know. I have an iPad, but maybe I would use that instead. But like I that way seems perfectly fine too, and probably those with that screen, you're more careful with the like the composition. So yeah. Let's see, what was I doing? My brain forgot. Oh right, Brush Warriors. Yeah, brushwarriors.com is a great site for it has a list of like both digital and like traditional stuff. Like it has like a whole section just on markers. It has a section for resources that leads you to like all these great sites, like a site that does poses for you and drawing reference for animals, which is always great because animals are hard to draw, like horses, which I'm so glad that this thing is not going to look like. Even though I am using a unicorn, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to make it look like a horse, even though I don't know how I'm going to do that though. I'll figure it out. I might just make it a lightning version of this creature, honestly. Lightning and storm. Let's see. What was it? Oh right, I was doing the. There's one of the first things is is digital, so you can see like everything that's coming up. Like there's. Yeah, there was Goretober, but I don't draw gore. Or at least I don't draw. Yeah, I really don't draw gore. Kaijun was fun. Let's see. Junicorn I didn't do, but I was tempted to try that one. Smogus was really fun. I did that last year, and I got more done last year than this year, but I've never done one of those 6 fan art challenges. I might try one of those sometime. But I would want my viewers to choose the characters because I don't want to. I'd like it to be random. But there's like a list of art challenges, and it has like everything from like every month has different challenges. So like, let's see. OC-tober was something I almost did this month, and I might actually do it last month, but I might do it this month along with Dinovember. Dinovember. Because I'm not going to probably do every Dinovember, but I don't know. We'll see, because they've been really fun so far. December, that's funny. I didn't know that. Oh, that I might. You know what I already found what I'm gonna do in December. There's D&D December, so I'm gonna do D&D December. Because I do those all the time too. I do random character drawings with I'll open up one of them to show you. I think I have one here. Well, like, where's a good one? She's pretty good, but I think I have better ones than this even. Well, I'll open up her. She's like a Dragonborn character I drew a while ago. I mean, I didn't get to finish her, but it was coming along pretty good. I might actually finish this one this month, because I like some of the parts of it, but but yeah. And then there's, let's see. Oh, for Kaijun, this is one of my favorites. The one I did this. This guy came out great. Like, it's such a simple idea, but it's such a, not simple, but like such a painterly drawing. But I really like the concept of the character, where it's like this like leshy forest spirit that was mixed with like, I can't remember what it was. Oh, because it was pollinate or something was the word. So I had it so that it like spread. Thank you. Yeah, me too. I love the vibrant these gourds on its back that are based off of a tree, which I forget what the tree's name is, but it actually does have exploding seeds that send trees further away from it. So I just used that and was like, would that be so cool to make a leshy that was like a giant that could had these things on its back and just kept rebuilding the city by being exploding them once in a while and planting trees like that. So yeah, but I love vibrant colors in my drawings if I can. It's just I've I think I was really I forget her name, but there's this one watercolor artist I was watching a while ago who got me into drawing with trying out gouache paints and watercolors. Like the I have I have a set of Kura yeah, I have a Kuretake set here that was like I think it's normally 35, but I think I got it on sale for like 25 or something like that. So, oh, here's another dinosaur that I did that was this guy is going to show up in the comic. This is a if it opens. Come on. Did it open? My computer's angry. Oh, it's wow, it's big. it's like why, Father? Father, no. There we go. Yeah, this is one of the characters from the comic meeting this T-Rex mixed with a leshy, which is a forest spirit. So yeah, it's same idea as that other thing, but like, what if you mixed it with a T-Rex? And so I made it like these like really like burnt browns and like mixed with brown, mixed with green, and I'm really happy with how that came out. And I can't remember what made me decide to put dinosaurs in my comic, honestly. I think I kind of just like drew the little guy for fun one day, and then I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if there was a mother in the story that like the mother from the comic is trying to save because she's like she sees that the poor thing is like suffering from its mutation, so she's trying to save it while it's trying to eat her. And it's like a race against time for that too, because she's not sure how much longer it has, but like she's not sure it can survive in that form for long, because its baby fortunately didn't get the mutation as bad as her. So thanks. Gonna give him huge muscles in these legs. Like, yo, bro, I'm wicked swole. I don't know why I'm giving him the accent. That was a random choice. Yeah, because my favorite thing to do is just I like doing original art more than I'll do fan art here and there if when I feel it really is just like I'm in the mood. But like I like to try to stick to original if I can. I think because I always see it as more like, obviously it's more sellable because there's so many complications that come with fan art of like it has to be this far away from the original or it might get copyright thrown at it, especially because I'm drawing cartoons. There's a risk of like it being a Disney thing and then them being like, well, we normally don't care, but you managed to somehow get in our sites. Which I know is even it's not doesn't happen all the time, but still. Where's that one I was going to show? Oh yeah, I was going to show the characters off really quick. Cuz well, that one's okay, but it's kind of not a good drawing of him. Well, here's a good drawing of the father. Father kicks butt. He can summon any weapon that he's ever constructed. So as long as he's made it, he knows the elements inside of it. He can summon it from nothingness. So kind of like that girl from My Hero, except he doesn't lose clothes. Or did she? I forget if she did. Yeah, she did. Early on she did anyway. I think later on she figured out how to not do that. But yeah, he can just like summon like various weapons that all have different attributes, and like he can also I added this other element to his power where if he gives someone one of his weapons, he can he can also like track people. He can keep tabs on people by like giving them an object that he made. Like he won't know they're like he'll know like basically where they are. He won't know what they're doing obviously because he's not a scryer, but he can basically be like, you're in this area, and but only if he's close enough. Like it's not like a like across the country thing. I edited it in because I was trying to find a way where he could locate his wife in the woods, because that's where she's in this like forest, and I'm like, how would you find someone in the forest when they don't know you're looking for them? And it's a lot of forest. and that's the answer I came up with, is like she's got basically a locator on her that he can activate when he gets close enough. So I'm glad I came up with that, because I was like, I can't figure out how to write this. It's like, it doesn't make sense. I gotta figure out how are we gonna make this guy look more elemental? Yeah, oh yeah, and I forgot is here's where's a good one for her? I have a couple for her. Well, here's one of both of them. Where like here's June, she's the main character. So she's like a bard in training, and she has like this magical guitar that she made. Like the first panel in the first page of the comic is her making the guitar. because I wanted to show like how she's has her father's like ethic, like she believes in like putting in the work. So, and it's like a modern fantasy story because you can see she has a cell phone. But yeah, I thought it would be fun to do a story where it's like just like this. She's a creative that doubts herself and she's trying to find her way in her, and her father's a war vet that's trying to come to terms with his past a little bit, and but after like avoiding it for so long, like he's hidden his family away from everything, and now he's realizing that like in order to save his wife, he's got to take his daughter out of this protected area and try and keep her safe, but let her learn about the world at the same time. She's and I just wanted to tell a story where the conflict wasn't really about like, at least not in the beginning. It's not like your typical like young adult challenging their parent. It's more like she's at that age where she's starting to just see him as an equal, and but then it's more about just like her learning about like all these things that he's repressed, and he's and understanding that. Thank you. Yeah, I'm hoping to get like, especially like with this week off, I'm hoping to get some work done on that too. But I was hoping to get. I have a website I bought on. I got a Squarespace account, so I was gonna. Originally, I was gonna make it for my. I set it up for my art, but I think I'm gonna make a section of it to begin with, to put the comic up on, and then eventually I'll move the comic to its own site when I have enough pages. So because I've seen some people who do that where it starts off as just like a side thing on their art page and then grows into something else. How should I draw this guy? Still looks a little off. Maybe this needs to be up more somehow. Kind of like it's going up for a stomp or something. Yeah, it actually looks a little better. More of an epic pose. The funny thing is that comic came from another comic I was working on that didn't work out. Like I did a comic originally that was had these two other characters who are Clay and Cole, who were a geomancer and a necromancer, and it was kind of like a comedy slice of life about them like working off their sentences in this parole program where like they had to like help reconstruct this city that had been decimated during a war. So I'm thinking about like that could come, those characters show up in this, and then like later on something happens and that leads to their story. Because like those two were really fun to draw too. Oh wow, I forgot I did this one already. Good thing I didn't do this, because I'm so glad I didn't think of this. This is an old drawing I did of a dinosaur mixed with a triceratops creature, and it was I might clean up this one someday, like do a redraw of this one. But that's why I did that drawing. I forgot. Cool. I think I'm gonna probably call it. No, not yet. Oh yeah, there's also like some pretty cool like side characters in this. But I was gonna show you. Oh yeah, here's the mother. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of like. I based her off of. Actually, it's funny because we're drawing dinosaurs. I based her off of Ellie from the first movie, the botanist. And I just was like, what if she was a an alchemist instead, but in a world with magic? So like it's like alchemy with magic, and she's like an expert on like I mean she's interested in studying the mutations that are occurring on Earth. Like she's out trying to help animals stabilize and stop them from mutating too far, because sometimes they just disappear, like they just turn into landscape because they get pushed too far, kind of like in that movie Extinction. Like she doesn't want that to happen. Yeah, and I felt like she needed a sidekick, so I made this character who's like her understudy, like this. She's like an understudy that's trying to learn how to be a researcher like her. And she's like, but she's like this, like she's been mutated into like part dragon. So she's got this, and I'm pretty proud of like I forget the artist I was looking at, but I found this artist that was really good at drawing water moving in illustrations, and I looked at how they like portrayed it and kind of copied, but like I didn't get them quite down, but I'm pretty proud of how that came out, and on how I drew her face, because it's really hard to draw a snout. Thank you. Yeah, snouts are on characters are kind of difficult. Oh wait, that's what's wrong about this. I'm drawing the head shape is a little wrong, because it's more like this, and then this, and then this. So it's like a giant like plow head. We can fit even more up here now. Yay, more spikes! More spikes, more spikes. Yip, 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 yip. But yeah, when I was creating like the father character, he was kind of, I was like thinking about like I've been watching a lot of Studio Ghibli stuff. I gotta keep changing back and forth between that. But Studio Ghibli stuff, and I was watching I got the graphic novel for Nausicaa Valley of the Wind, which I still haven't read. Maybe I'll do some of that reading this week too for fun. But it's a big manga. But it's the sword master in Nausicaa was kind of what I based him off of, who's voiced by Patrick Stewart actually. So that was pretty cool when I learned that. Also, what's crazy is that Shia LaBeouf voices a character in that movie, and I was like, "What?" I hadn't even heard of him back when I saw it the first time, and then like I went back and watched it after seeing Transformers, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." He did some voice acting before he got bigger in acting. Gonna clean up some of these because this is getting a bit much on this side. There we go. That's better. Maybe it has. Ooh, what if it had like a? Nah, I don't know. If you're trying to figure that out, it'd be cool if it had things hanging off of its horns, like almost like piercings or something. But they're like these like maybe like rings that chime and can like store some of its lightning power. Or what if there's just like coils around its horns? I don't know. I'm trying to think of something cool. I can just like. I might honestly just do the earth elemental with this creature because, like, it's such a force of nature that like these things are to me. Like, I can't think of anything but like just like a behemoth like rock creature that to mix with it. That's like blood is like lava and has lightning coming off of its off its horns would be pretty cool. So yeah, I think that'll be fun. Give it a cool texture too, like it's got like a rocky texture, kind of like maybe it's like outer layer is like almost like an obsidian in some spots, like the horns could be all like obsidian. Well, obsidian cracks, so I don't know if that would be good for horns. Maybe it just has like an outer coating that makes it look like it is. You don't want to just like smash into a tree with obsidian. That might like shatter everything. But yeah, I think two of my biggest like influences late as of late are more like are Ghibli and Last Air Avatar: The Last Airbender was a huge inspiration for me. Like everything about that story, I always go back to and look at and like pull parts from it, and or just go back to the story in general and watch it. I might watch it again, honestly. I haven't seen it in like a while, and I listened to this podcast with the voice actors, and it's so much fun that I might actually go back and watch it again. Thanks. Yeah, I think it's coming along with this with the lightning and the yeah, like this lightning fire beast, like a pure elemental. I mean, if I really wanted to get crazy, I would make wings for it, but I can't think of... I mean, maybe I will do that. I mean, that's the only thing I can think to add to this to make it look fantasy. But I already did that, so you know what? I'm not going to do that, because I already did that. I already made the griffin mixed with the triceratops, so this guy's not going to have wings. He's going to be perfectly fine on the ground. This is one that this guy wouldn't want to accidentally run into. Because even if he saw him from a distance and thought, interesting, he'd be like, no, that's okay, I like my limbs where they are. That thing could just bulldoze over me. It is just like a walking tank that shoots lightning and breathes fire. But thanks for drawing along with me, though. Really, it's so much fun to have someone to draw with. It really inspires me. I don't know if it works the same for you, but like working off, even if I can't see what you're doing, just knowing that you're drawing kind of like gives me more energy. Hard to describe. It's one of those things where like you just get inspired by other people just because you know they're working and you want to work hard too. I guess it is kind of easy to describe. Yeah, I'm thinking he's got like these it's got like these larger scales on it that are all rock, and it just is just it'll have like glowing energy in between them, and it'll like just be pure power. I've always wanted to draw something like this with like the segments on these large, like, I might even make it so they're like, these are like plates, but they're like lava kind of, where like they dried like that. You know how lava has that like lip on it as it's moving? Oh, good. That's so wonderful to hear. Or just in general. I thought you were saying this one, but yeah. No, I get that 100%. I've done that too, where like I'll just be in the middle of a stream with someone and be like, wait, maybe if I do it this way, or maybe if I just start over and draw this one like a different way, it'll be so much better. And it's helped me out so many times in like when I get like creative blocks. Because sometimes you overthink things, and that's what hurts me, is when I'm like, I'll be drawing a fantasy creature and I'm just like, but that wouldn't work in the real world. And I'm like, my brain, there's part of me that's like, yeah, because it's fantasy. But my brain won't let me say that while I'm drawing it. It's like, it's got to look real even if it's not real. And finally, there's another part of my brain that's like, fine, but if you do this, even if it doesn't look real, it'll look cool. I'm like, okay, I'll settle for that. As long as it looks cool, I'm happy that I don't care if it's real. Kind of like going back to what we were saying about Hollywood, where like I feel like if Hollywood wants people to like go to more of their movies, they need to go back to their old, like, I think it looks like they are starting to do this again, because I saw like a Santa Claus like action movie, so like with The Rock, so like they need to go back to their dumb action movies I want some dumb action movies. It's so much fun to just sit down and be like, I just want to see no story at all. I mean, I want to see a story, but I want to see like a goofy, like fun, implausible adventure that never would happen. Hey, one sec. Studio Fart. Yeah, I can do that too. If but wait till after the stream though. I'll do it later. Okay. So I just want to work on this. I'm almost done honestly, because it's getting late. But yeah, no, I'll check out your stuff. I'm gonna follow Mtolo as well. Or oh God, I probably pronounced that horribly, but both of you. I'll follow both of you. So I appreciate you. I mean, I'm so happy that you both stopped by. Oh, what's this? Oh right, I was talking about like the yeah, there was a couple things that inspired the comic, and Ghibli was just the biggest. Ghibli and Last Avatar were just the biggest because of like their storytelling and how they drew the element. Like how Last Airbender draws elements, I was just like, yeah, I want it to look that cool. It is too bad that that studio kind of like, it seems like they lost some of their creatives or something, because their later stuff just looks different. It doesn't feel like it has the same artists on the team. Because I liked some of the art in Dragon Prince looked really nice, but the animation does not feel like Avatar. Like there's some parts where like a sword fight will look really great, but then you look at a character design and you're just like, this doesn't look as good as that sword fight, guys. I kind of want the characters to look good first, then the sword fighting can look good. Because there's that one character, she's oh, I looked up her name recently. I forgot what it was though. She's deaf, but she's this like soldier. She's like a lieutenant of the army that the main characters are from, and she's awesome. Oops, I accidentally deleted important thing. There we go. Maybe. Cool. Yeah, this is looking cool. I'm pretty happy with how this one's coming out now. I'm glad I tried to do a second. Maybe you can have like some of the rocks like already like lifting up around it because it's so ionized with energy. It's like lifting the... Oh yeah, I hope both of you had a nice I don't know if either of you went out for Halloween, but I hope you had a good. Oh, yesterday was fun for you. It was a good day for you, regardless. I forgot to say that. I always, ever since I've gotten older, that I mean, I like the things that you do around Halloween, but I don't really do Halloween. Really, I mean, I've gone out with in the past with like family members, like my nieces and nephews a while ago, but and maybe, but it's just. Thanks. Yeah, me too. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Like how the with the I just want to get the line work really nice before I do the color this time, because this is going to be different. Where this is more like I want to have strong line work before I, so that I can work off the textures in this like rocky surface. Yeah, it's got like these it's got almost like a shell. That should have been something I should have looked at. Oh well. A turtle would have been a thing that, like, mythical turtles, there must be a bunch, but I can't think of any off. I mean, I know the obvious one of the turtle that is holding. Yeah, the earth is on the back of a turtle, and so, well, no, it's on a plate that's being held up by by elephants that are on the back of a turtle, or something like that. I can't remember. It's crazy. But there's also other mythical, like fantasy turtles, I believe. I just had to look them up. How are we doing? Oh, we're still, we're okay. I don't need action lines. That's just that would be more notes. I'll just make that a blur instead. It's jumping up on its hind legs really fast, so it's gonna be like. Yeah. What are we doing? Oh yeah. I almost want. Well, I'll do that last. But I was thinking like change the background to be like this, and then like make everything like pop off of it. Like do a really bright like lightning flash almost. It's gonna be like. Oops. No, not there. Make everything kind of. Maybe like that. You know, like give it like a. Make it being lit up by itself. Like everything's it's all lightning and fire, like of let's find a good color. This is a pretty good color, but I want to make it a little bit more red. Like have like in the joints you'll have like the where the and like in cracks on its head you have like bits of lava or like extreme heat showing. I kind of like that idea of just like playing around with right? I think that would be really cool. I like changing up how I do the background and the foreground. Like I mean, the background color once in a while, because then it helps me like make my art look different every time. So yeah, I think giving it like a cool like glow to everything, almost like. Even like the maybe they're heat and lightning on the horns or something, just to make them even more metal. I mean, I'm just trying to think of ways to make this creature that's already so epic even more epic, and it's really hard. It's like he's so cool. Yeah, just imagine it's just this beast that's just like pure power and energy and let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna put this above so that I can see more of it. Just like a glowing yellow to the middle of these horns. Just like that, like. That looks pretty cool. Look at that. It's like it's. That's what I mean, though. It's just like this creature that's just like so hard to believe. That it's so amazing to think that something like this existed, and well, not this, but you know what I mean. Let's see if I can. I have an idea. Maybe I'll use some pastels actually for the texture. I think, yeah, like something kind of like that, or but not that big. No, hold on. Kind of had the idea. Not this brush, but you know what I mean. Like a chunky. I want a chunky brush. Yeah, more like this brush. But this one's not showing up for some reason. That's really weird. I think it's because it's a. Oh, it's like a sponge brush. That's why. It's okay though. It does what I want. It's giving it kind of like a rough kind of. Yeah. See, kind of like this like rough texture. That makes it more faint. So I can work up from like kind of can just work up from it being faint and then kind of like build up the light. But, I think yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here, just because it's been like a 3.5 hours. I really appreciate you spending time with drawing alongside me. I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna try and finish this tonight, but yeah, this was really great, and I can't believe I got started on a second one. That's so cool. Don't think I've ever done two prompt. Well, it's pretty rare for me to do two prompts, especially on a stream. Usually I can do two on my own, but like thinking this all up while talking is not as is much harder. So, but I'm very grateful for all your company, and I hope you all have a great weekend. And I'll be back on again on next Wednesday. So yeah, if you want to catch me watch me and draw along with me while I draw more dinosaurs, that's when I'll be doing it again. Or I have my Twitch stream, SRD Illustration, which is on tomorrow. Which honestly, I'll probably be finishing him on tomorrow's stream on my Twitch. So if you want to catch me over there too, then yeah, okay. Well, take care, everyone. I really appreciate it again.